Real estate is a proven asset class. As per some of the estimates, more than 36% of aggregate wealth in the US comprises of real estate, whether it is your primary home or your rental properties or combined. And this is in case where the US government encourages investing in the stocks for the retirement funding as well. If that was not the case, then I'm sure it would have been much more higher number. There can be some arguments in terms of returns of investment for the real estate versus the stock, but in either camp you are in, you cannot ignore real estate at all. I believe most of the investors have some kind of real estate in their portfolio. Either it's a physical real estate or a digital real estate. For a Dubai expat, real estate has always been fascinating. Dubai has outgrown itself when it comes to real estate. We're going to talk about all the real estate options that you have while living in the UAE. But not only that, we're going to talk about the whole wide world, because while you're living in the UAE, you have a lot of options open to invest all over the world. With property prices soaring, it's very difficult for a common man to buy a property. Just imagine how can someone with a normal salary can afford 1 million dirham in cash. So in this video, I will discuss about 4 options while you are here in the UAE to invest in either UAE properties or the properties worldwide. So let's talk about the common route normal people take while they think about investing in Dubai. There are 2 major options that you have in case you don't have the full amount in cash. One, physical property that you can buy through mortgage. There is another one which you can invest in physical property through your off-plan investment. Now the off-plan investment is something where the building is not been built yet, but maybe after 3 years or 4 years, whatever the time frame the builder is going to give you, they will build the property, and by that time you will be paying them the agreed amount in installments. So let's say if a property is worth 1 million dirham, they will distribute the amount over the, let's say, 4 years period, or sometimes even after the handover. So it depends on your contract. I have seen some good quality buildings being delivered. Even you don't have to pay the full amount by the time it hands over. So let's say you pay 60% of the amount until the time of handover, and then after that for next 4 years, 3 years, whatever the time frame is agreed upon, you can pay the remaining 40% of the amount. The second thing you can do is go for the property through bank loan. Now the mortgages are around 4 to 5% right now, so you have to pay interest on top of the property that you're buying, which is not the case while you're buying an off-plan property. Also, the interest rates can vary. They can go up or down. This is another thing that you need to understand, that while you're buying a property on mortgage, the interest can go up and down, and your mortgage repayment can go up and down. So let's talk about a property worth 1 million dirham again. For that 1 million dirham property, you must have 25%, almost 25% in cash, because then you have some fees extra on top of the actual amount that the property is on. Buying a property on mortgage will still require you to pay the full amount of property by the end of the tenure, whatever the loan tenure is, or even off plan whenever the property gets handover, or whatever the contract you sign up to. You have to pay the full amount, either it's in, let's say, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, or 25 years. But now let's talk about cheaper option to invest in properties. Let's talk about funding first. Crowdfunding is an option that is very convenient for everyone to invest in. It is a reliable concept, at least in Dubai, because I know there are a few options that you can invest in crowdfunded properties through reliable applications, reliable platforms. Those are registered with DSFA as well. So investing in crowdfunded properties have been picking up very quickly recently. It is very convenient for anybody to invest in Dubai properties, either you are in the UAE or even from outside. So what happens is that these platforms display multiple properties for you to buy, and you can go and select whatever properties that you're interested in, and then pay whatever you have. I talk about Get Stake and Smart Crowd often on my channel. You can, by the way, if you want to invest in these kind of properties, you can use my referral link, and you can get 200 to 250 dirhams as referral bonus on your first transactions as well. So you can go to these platforms, you can select the properties, and then you can invest whatever amount you want. They will acquire the property based on whatever crowdfunded amount has been. Once the threshold has reached, and once they have collected the amount, they will invest in the property. They will register an SPV, which is special purpose vehicle. This makes sure that the property is purchased on your own name. The regulator here in Dubai is quite watchful, and they make sure that the consumer rights are protected. One benefit of the crowdfunded property is that you have the ownership of the particular property, whatever you're buying in. Either it's in 1% range or let's say 20% range, whatever you've invested in, you have that ownership right. That is also translated to the SPV, which is displayed on the DIFC public register. So that is one benefit of crowdfunded properties. One flip side of having such properties is that the liquidation is very difficult. You cannot pull your own money out if you want to liquidate, because in case you have your own property, then you can easily list it down and sell the property whatever the price you want to sell it off. Maybe you can sell it for the loss as well. But for the crowdfunded properties, the exit window is very limited. It sometimes open it actually opens twice a year, or let's say when the property gets matured. So that is the only time that you can sell the property. So this is to be noted, because whenever I invest in these crowdfunded properties, I make sure that whatever amount I'm investing in is for the very long term, like I would say almost 4 to 5 years at least, because otherwise you will lose on fees as well, because once you are investing, they have initial fee. Otherwise, whenever you want the cash instantly, it will be a big problem for you. So make sure you invest in longer term, because I have seen the returns are in the range of 6 to 7% over the long period of time annually. But if you want to let's say redeem the property earlier, then it is not the type of investment I would recommend for you. One important benefit for such kind of properties, the crowdfunded properties, is that whenever you are investing your money in these properties, it is always invested in cash. You don't have to take any leverage, you don't have to take any loan to invest in these properties, because the thing is you cannot mortgage such properties. You have to pay the platform your whatever percentage you want to invest in. Because of this, you are shielded away from the interest rates variance, which we have seen recently after COVID, when the interest rate starts rising all over the world. The mortgage payment have increased manyfold. So this is particularly good for the investors which are conservative and they don't want to use leverage or let's say bank loans for any of the investments they do. One more option to invest in real estate properties is through REITs. Now the REIT is a company that owns, operates or finance income generating real estate assets. Broadly speaking, there are equity REITs, mortgage REITs and hybrid REITs. Let's talk about mortgage REITs first, because mortgage REITs are very uncommon. I haven't seen a lot of mortgage REITs here, and also I don't invest in mortgage REITs because I don't understand them. Mortgage REITs are something which are basically collecting money to raise investments for the real estate project. So I haven't invested in any kind of mortgage REIT, nor I have seen a lot of mortgage REITs around. If you talk about equity REITs, this is a very common type of REIT that you can see all over the world. I have been investing in the Realty Income REIT, which is a US based a company which operates a huge variety of property portfolio it has. I have made a separate video on Realty Income on my Urdu channel as well. You can go watch that as well if you understand Urdu. If you want to invest in the REITs from the UAE, you must have a brokerage account of the UAE, which is easily available from your banking apps as well. But if you want to invest in the US stocks or US REIT, then you have to have a US brokerage account such as Baraka. I normally buy my Realty Income REIT of ticker symbol O, which I buy through Baraka. And if you want to open your account with Baraka, it's easy. It's I have linked below the referral code as well. You can use that referral code for $25 of referral bonus if you open your account and do the first trade. So make sure you use my referral code to open the account. Now the third kind of REIT is hybrid REIT, which is a combination of mortgage REIT as well as equity REIT. But I would stick to equity REITs because this is what I understand. Make sure you do all the research yourself and then only go and invest in something. You can invest in a small amount in the beginning just to understand, and then later on if you want you can go for a big one, because I always recommend to invest in a small amount first and then go for the larger investments. One question you can think about is what is the difference between the crowdfunded properties and the REITs? So there are multiple differences, and there are pros and cons while using REIT versus the crowdfunded properties. So for the crowdfunded properties, as I mentioned, you cannot sell off the property as soon as you buy. If you purchase a share in the property of crowdfunded properties just now, if you want to sell it the next day, it is impossible. It's next to impossible. But if you want to sell REITs the next day, it is highly possible. It is not a problem because they are listed on the stock exchange, and you can buy their share just as you buy stocks. So you can even buy and sell within hours, although it is not recommended and it will not give you any benefit, but then it's possible. So it's liquid asset, if you say so. Crowdfunded properties, you cannot use leverage to invest in the crowdfunded properties. Similarly, for the REITs, you cannot leverage as well. You cannot take bank loan to invest in REITs. You can take personal loans to invest in REITs, but it's not like you can directly take loans or leverage for the REITs. The REITs portfolio can be a huge one as well. Like Realty Income that I invest in has thousands of properties. So if I buy a share of Realty Income, which is around $60, I'm basically taking part and becoming a partner in 11,000 properties. For the crowdfunded properties, whenever I invest in one of the properties, it's only one property that I'm investing in. So there are differences for this REIT scenario as well as crowdfunded properties. Another option to take exposure in real estate is through stocks. Now, REITs are also stock, but we're talking about companies' stock here. Let's talk about a company like Emaar, which is in the UAE for a very long time, and it's a very credible company. It has operations all around the world as well. So here in the UAE, they have built Burj Khalifa, they have built Dubai Mall, they have got so many other iconic buildings that they have already built, and they are a master developer. So if somebody wants to have an exposure in Dubai, rather than going and buying an apartment from Emaar, the other option is to buy Emaar's stocks. Again, this is not an investment advice, but I can see a trend which is amazing. So I can see Emaar's stock, which were down at the rock bottom during COVID, now has gone to 7.78 dirhams per stock. It has gone to around 2 dirhams per stock at the time of COVID. It has given the annual, if you talk about total returns that it has given, it is almost 350% returns that they have given since COVID in the span of, let's say, 3 years. I cannot recall a property which has given 3.5 times of return. So let's say a villa somebody has bought during COVID of let's say 3 million dirhams or 2 million dirhams. That villa will not cost you now. Let's say a 2 million dirham will not a villa of 2 million dirham will not give you a benefit of around, let's say, 8 million right now. You cannot sell a property which was 2 million dirham at that time and now it's 8 million. Property prices have escalated, they have gone over the roof, but not like that. But the stock of Emaar will give you that kind of return, 3.5 times return from the COVID. So and also not only that, it also gives dividend. So this is another way to invest in real estate and take the exposure. If you're talking about, let's say, UAE, Emaar is a company which you can invest and easily get very good returns. Again, this is not an investment advice, but this is the way that you can invest a small amount to take exposure in Dubai's real estate. I do a lot of videos on real estate. I do a lot of videos on Urdu channel as well. If you want to see a podcast I've done recently about active income, because this is all we talked about is passive income here while investing in the REITs, while investing in the crowdfunded properties. But if you want to talk about active income and you want to listen to such kind of topics, then here is a video you can go and watch about this podcast about the active income. And then there has been a video that I made about 2,000 dirhams of investment, how it can make you a millionaire. Here is the link of the video. I hope you like the video. Please do subscribe to the channel and comment below. I read all the comments. Thanks a lot.